What's up, y'all? I'm back with another video. And I know this is such a random topic, but I want to talk about war. I want to propose a question. Why do we still war? And I understand that this topic has been discussed and debated, but I'm just asking from my perspective. I remember being a kid and thinking that war was a thing of the past, right? So like, I was a kid in the 90s. A lot of the programming back then was let's make the world a better place. You know, we've come a long way. We're approaching the new millennium, right? Mankind has come so far. You know, and from my little kid perspective, we were doing pretty good. I mean, we've stopped corporal punishment for the most part. We found out that putting leeches on your skin ain't gonna cure no disease, and implemented many age of consent laws. And the biggest one as a black woman is that slavery and racism are things of the past. Okay, these concepts are now non-existent. So with all these wonderful changes, I'm thinking, okay, war don't exist no more. And I remember asking my mom, like, do people still war? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, huh? She was like, yeah, people still war. I had to be somewhere in elementary school when I asked her this. And I remember just being so devastated, like, you want to ask me where my anxiety started? It started right there. So fast forward a few years, now I'm in middle school, and to my horror, I walk into class on 9/11 and I see what's happening. The teacher is not teaching the lessons. They got the TV on, and you already know what's happening. And I was scared out of my mind. Like that, oh my God, I was freaked out. First of all of the adults kept on saying, oh, you know, all the previous wars have been fought overseas, and you know, we finally probably finna have a war over here. I'm like, oh heck no. You know, we don't do that over here. At least that's what I thought. We supposed to be the land of the free, the home of the brave. We the good guys. We don't do that. Mind you, this is all my preteen programming. You know, that's how they teach us to think. That's how I thought, hell. Thank God I know better now, but back then it was a different story. Anyways, that gave me so much nightmares. I had so many dreams about nuclear weapons, and I was just scared out of my mind. I mean, I had questions like, why the hell would somebody even invent that? Like, the thought of a nuclear weapon being dropped over here just scared the shit out of me. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And I understand it's not something that we want, but it's not necessarily something that I feel like there has to be a better way. It has to be done. Okay, how are you at backgammon? You know, because now they're talking about World War III, and that is stressing me out. And like I said, I know that this is a loaded topic. You know, I know that there are a lot of things that come into play, and so I will be making more videos on this, but this is just like a short little tidbit. Anyways, I just wanted to just touch on that. There's going to be more videos that I make about this, but yeah, let's get the conversation started. Like, share, comment, let me know what you think, and yeah, have a good rest of your day.